Welcome back to WagerTalk.com. I'm joined in studio with Preston, Sports Cheetah, Brian Leonard, and yours truly, Marco D'Angelo. The baseball season, guys, it's just a couple days away. We're excited about it. And I'll tell you what, if you want to get a jump start on the baseball season, guys, check out Cheetah's 2016 MLB Cheetah Guide. If you used the Cheetah Guide for football season, you know the in-depth stuff that he did. Now, the baseball, and you come right out and say it's not as detailed with the breakdowns, but the information you've got in there for all of the baseball teams, you got 9 season win total bets you like in there, 3 division future bets, projected win totals for every team, and 1 player prop that you even really high on that you, as you quote it, you absolutely love. For $24.95, it's a great, small investment for a ton of information.
Sure, and you mentioned before the football one. I chart out each game. It's because they only play 12 games in college football, or even the NFL at 16. Didn't want to chart every team's 162 game schedule for baseball, so it's a little less detailed in that regard. But I do have the win projections for each team still. I use a model and we come up with those, and I give those out. And for ones that offer value, then I do a little breakdown of the plays that I made for those teams. So not every team has a write-up, but there's 12 or so teams that do. So I think it's going to be good. I've had success in the past, not only with football, basketball, but with baseball futures as well, season win totals especially. So I'm excited to share these and eventually win. It's just, I heard you guys talking earlier when I actually walked into the studio on a previous video about bankroll management and betting futures in general for baseball and how it's tied up for so long. And it's true, it's something that everyone needs to be aware of when they're placing these bets, as far as having your single game day-to-day stuff and then your preseason stuff. And so 9 might seem like a lot, 3 division totals might seem like a lot. Of the 9, like 3 or 4 are like half plays that I saw that had less value. There's 1 bigger play, and then 5 or so that are just standard, like 1x or 3% plays, as we'd call them at Wager Talk. So it's pretty straightforward, and I don't think it's too much. You're maybe risking 8 to 9, 10% of your bankroll total.
Brian, before we started come in and do the videos, me and you were talking about the Cheetah Guide, and one of the things that I like is that he shows last year's win total, their actual wins, but then 2 other looks at how many win totals. Talk about that. Explain to our viewers what they'll see with that.
Yeah, I kind of talked about this last week when I was going over my baseball books with Joe Pita and some of the other ones. But basically, what you want to do is you want to take a look at how many runs the team has scored, the cluster look, as Joe Pita would say. We've talked about just because a team's got a record, we've talked about 1-loss records. There's so many things, Pythagorean theorem, and just a lot of things. I think base runs is another way to look at it. Mm-hmm. And, so just different ways to break it down. And unfortunately, everybody that I respect is all looking at the same things. Yeah. So I've talked to others, say, well, like this team under this team. Yeah, I know, I like that too. Yeah. So I haven't gained a lot of information by listening to other people, but it confirms.
It's always good to confirm, but then it's a race to the sports book to see who gets the best number. So
one, for example, I like the Orioles, I think opened at like 81.5. That's not in the guide because it's like 78.5 now, I think. you've lost like 3 games of value. But those have happened. There's people that rushed over when they first opened. They got really, really good numbers, and value diminishes as the season gets closer. So sooner the better to get these, in my opinion.
Yeah, that Baltimore one, I think, still has some value. I think
it still could be good too.
When Baltimore plays Toronto, just play the over. Neither team has a pitching staff other than Stroman.
There you go. All right, guys. You can pick this up at WagerTalk.com. You can download it. It's a digital download. Check it out. If you've seen Cheetah's guides for the other sports, the detailed stuff that he does and the hard work he puts in. Check it out. It's a great tool for you to use this baseball season to get a jump start on the season. And guys, don't forget, if you're new to Wager Talk, after your first $12 purchase, if you email support@WagerTalk and give your username, we're going to give you $50 a sign-up bonus. We'll put $50 in your account. It'll be in there within 24 hours from the time you send the email, and you can use that $50 on the site any way you want. Check it out at WagerTalk.com. We'll be back with more here at Wager Talk.